Today our topic is the Stoic secret to happiness. Life is full of challenges, and sometimes it feels like we are stuck in a storm with no way out. But what if I told you that the key to happiness is not about changing the world around you, but about changing how you see the world? This is the core idea of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that teaches us how to find peace and joy even in the hardest times. Stoicism is not about being emotionless or cold. It is about understanding what we can control and what we cannot, and focusing our energy on the things that truly matter. The Stoics believe that happiness comes from within, not from external things like money, fame, or success. These things can be taken away at any moment, but your mind and your character are always yours. No one can take them from you unless you let them. The first step to finding happiness, according to Stoicism, is to accept that life is unpredictable. Bad things will happen. You will face loss, failure, and pain. This is not something to fear or avoid, but something to accept as a natural part of life. The Stoics call this the dichotomy of control. Some things are in your control, like your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude. Other things are not in your control, like the weather, other people's opinions, or the past. When you stop trying to control what you cannot change, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and disappointment. Instead, you focus on what you can control, which is how you respond to life's challenges. Imagine you are stuck in traffic. You can't control the traffic, but you can control how you react to it. You can get angry and frustrated, or you can use the time to listen to music, think, or just breathe. The situation is the same, but your experience of it changes based on your mindset. This is the power of Stoicism. It teaches us to shift our focus from external circumstances to our inner world. Another important Stoic idea is the practice of gratitude. Often, we focus on what we don't have and forget to appreciate what we do have. The Stoics believe that we should remind ourselves every day of the good things in our lives, no matter how small. This helps us to stay grounded and to see the beauty in the present moment. For example, instead of complaining about your job, you can be grateful that you have a job at all. Instead of wishing for a bigger house, you can be thankful for the roof over your head. Gratitude doesn't mean you stop striving for more, but it helps you to find contentment in the here and now. One of the most famous Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, was a Roman emperor who faced many challenges in his life. Despite his power and wealth, he understood that true happiness comes from within. In his book, Meditations, he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This is a powerful reminder that no matter what happens in life, you always have the power to choose how you respond. Another Stoic philosopher, Epictetus, was born a slave and faced many hardships. Yet, he found freedom in his mind. He taught that we should not be afraid of difficulties, but see them as opportunities to grow. He said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it." That matters. This means that even the worst situations can teach us something valuable if we are open to learning. Stoicism also teaches us to live in harmony with nature. This doesn't just mean taking care of the environment, but also understanding that we are part of a larger system. We are not separate from the world, but connected to it. This perspective helps us to feel less alone and more grounded. When we see ourselves as part of something bigger, our problems seem smaller. We realize that we are not the center of the universe, and this can be a relief. It takes the pressure off and allows us to focus on what really matters. Another key Stoic practice is the idea of Memento mori, which means remember that you will die. This might sound dark, but it is actually a powerful way to appreciate life. When we remember that our time is limited, we are more likely to live fully and authentically. We stop wasting time on things that don't matter and focus on what truly brings us joy and fulfillment. This doesn't mean we should live in fear of death, but rather use it as a reminder to make the most of every moment. Stoicism also encourages us to be humble and to keep learning. No matter how much we know, there is always more to learn. The Stoics believed that wisdom is the highest virtue, and that we should always strive to improve ourselves. This means being open to new ideas, admitting when we are wrong, and being willing to change. It also means surrounding ourselves with people who challenge us and help us grow. The Stoics believed that we should not be afraid of criticism, but see it as an opportunity to become better. They also taught that we should not compare ourselves to others, but focus on our own journey. Everyone has their own path, and what works for one person may not work for another. The key is to stay true to yourself and to live according to your values. One of the most important Stoic practices is mindfulness. This means paying attention to the present moment without judgment. When we are mindful, we are fully engaged in what we are doing, whether it's working, talking to a friend, or even just breathing. This helps us to stay calm and focused, even in difficult situations. Mindfulness also helps us to notice our thoughts and emotions without getting caught up in them. We can observe them, understand them, and let them go. This is a powerful tool for finding inner peace. The Stoics believe that our thoughts create our reality. If we think negative thoughts, we will feel negative emotions. But if we train our minds to think positively, we can change our experience of life. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to focus on the good, even in the midst of challenges. Finally, Stoicism teaches us the importance of kindness and compassion. The Stoics believe that we are all connected and that we should treat others with respect and empathy. This means being kind to ourselves as well as to others. We are all human, and we all make mistakes. Instead of judging ourselves or others harshly, we should strive to understand and forgive. This doesn't mean allowing people to treat us badly, but rather choosing to respond with love and patience, even when it's hard. In conclusion, the Stoic secret to happiness is not about avoiding problems or seeking constant pleasure. It is about finding peace within ourselves, no matter what happens in life. It is about accepting what we cannot change, focusing on what we can control, and living in harmony with the world around us. It is about practicing gratitude, mindfulness, and kindness. And it is about remembering that we are part of something bigger and that our time here is precious. By following these principles, we can find true happiness, not in external things, but in the strength and wisdom of our own minds. Life will always have its ups and downs, but with Stoicism, we can learn to navigate them with grace and resilience. So, the next time you face a challenge, remember the Stoic secret to happiness. It's not what happens to you, but how you respond that matters. Choose to respond with courage, gratitude, and love, and you will find that happiness is always within your reach.